All right, we back.
Live on this October 4th, 2017, part 2 of our audio podcast today on Wednesday because our video equipment is at a different location. So we're actually experimenting.
Undisclosed location.
Yep.
Well, no, we ain't experimenting because this is where we started.
I just want to apologize to you guys for not having the YouTube videos, not these podcasts. I have about 4 of them that are sitting in my computer that have to be uploaded, and I will be getting back on that by the end of the week. But you know, our stuff is limited. We only have so many computers to go around, and I haven't had it in my hands. So
yeah, it's been tough. We've been real busy.
All right, I know.
Let's get to it, man.
Yeah, I guess we gotta go there. And I know it's been on everybody's mind. It's been on my mind. I've been looking at this stuff. I spend probably too many hours out of the day researching this.
And if you scroll social media, you see a lot of people.
It's all day long.
Doing the same thing. So.
And the reports just keep changing. Like new things keep surfacing, and I can easily see how all this new stuff is accurate and the media is not saying it. And it's just so weird. Like some of the videos of this guy shooting and the crowd's not moving. Like that was one of the things, shout out to Fats, he brought to my attention. He's like, these dudes ain't, like, watch how they just chilling. Like it's weird. They're not laying down and they're ducking. A lot of people are just standing.
Yeah, you could hear the fucking shots popping off. Yeah.
And another thing I wanted to say too. This was such a fucking idiot comment. There's the sheriff of Vegas or the chief, whoever, was being interviewed. One of the reporters had the nerve to ask him about Jason Aldean. Like, if Jason Aldean would have, said that there were shots being fired, would he have saved lives? And like, I don't know.
Wow, he's a fucking music singer,
right?
Man.
He's a singer. He didn't. If you look at his face on stage, and you can.
I never seen him before. Like I couldn't point him out of a lineup, but he's a fucking singer.
Well, the thing, he had no idea. And if you listen, I mean, he's performing at the time. Like, if the first thing people are gonna do, they didn't take off running right out the gate. But you can hear screams, and people are just standing around watching after all these screams, like death, like screaming for your life screams. And Aldean didn't realize what was going on at the time. He had no idea. Once he realized it, he's fighting. He's like, well, shit, I'm the most popular person in this right now. They're shooting at me. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
He probably didn't think
if
that.
All he knows, yeah.
Right. Somebody's out to kill him. But not even necessarily saying that he thought that. But his first instinct is everybody's instinct, is to save, everybody for themselves at that point. Get down, go run for cover. He didn't know what was going on. You know what I mean? And he was just in shock as everybody else. But what gets me is like the one guy that did this, bro. There's no accurate ties. Like, nobody has any official proof that he's tied to any organization, whether he is a right wing, left wing. I've been hearing a lot of Antifa.
Well, to your first, before you get into that, to your first point about people not moving, when you hear the shots go off, like, it's one thing for us to say it as we watching the video, bro. But let us be out and we drinking and we partying and we just all of a sudden start hearing shit that just sounds like, it can sound like Black Cats.
Right.
Going off. If I hear the back of my mind, we're gonna be like, okay, we're in Vegas. It could be anything that's popping off, right? Now, eventually, when we hear the screaming, that's when we're gonna hit the deck. Yeah.
I just watched a video of screams, and the guy's just standing there chilling, bro, not moving at all.
Man, I seen one guy, he was flipping off the fucking
the
Mandalay Bay or whatever. Yeah. He's like, fuck you.
I mean, dudes were drunk, But that's what I'm saying. Like, right out the gate, yeah. The first thing you're gonna do is turn and look from at the noise. You're not going to just hit the deck because you don't know, unless you're a trained professional and know what gunshots sound like as opposed to black cats. You know what I'm saying? I mean, or you got some PTSD. You hear that, you hit the deck, whatever. But for what I understand, like that the media is saying about who did it and how he did it, yeah, I mean, I do call bullshit, you know.
Yeah, it's definitely sketchy, bro.
It's real sketchy.
The only problem with everything is there's so much shit you can dive into. Like, you could really fall in a rabbit hole. And I'm just being in a group message with you and Fats, like, I'm seeing all kinds of different angles that this could partake. You know, they even had one interview with the brother, and the brother's like, yeah, this dude helped me retire. He made all our family wealthy. He said when they scan his brain or whatever, we hope there's some tumor or something there. If not, we might be in trouble.
What, he has CTE or whatever?
Yeah, well, like, you know, so he was sick or something.
Right.
If not, maybe he was getting money from some kind of somewhere, you know, that he wasn't supposed to be getting money from.
All right, so this is what I've heard surface. Two, and this is what really gets me, is I listen to two different independent talk shows. One, everybody knows, Alex Jones. I listened to what his people were saying. And then just recently, I was watching an anonymous video where they posted Michael Savage radio show, and he's he's a right-wing talk show host. Well, Alex Jones is tying him to Antifa, being a patsy.
What is Antifa?
Left-wing. Antifa is a group of people who have no real structure or organization. Like, there's no, like, leader or whatever. It's an unorganized group of radical protesters who use violence and vandalism to spread their message. I'm going to show you. I'll Google it.
What exactly is their message?
I'm thinking it's a left-wing movement. You know what I'm saying? Like they're going after Trump.
Yeah, I thought it was, but I mean, I'm not sure. You know, it could be anything. Like,
all right.
Black Lives Matter actually, you know, on the surface, it's a good message. You know, it's just like everything. It gets dragged out of whack. You know.
Well, this is
wrong people take.
This is what's so crazy. Antifa, a movement. The Antifa movement is a political movement of autonomous, self-styled anti-fascist groups. Basically, anti-fascist groups. Antifa groups are known for their militant protest tactics, including property damage and physical violence. So they're anti-fascist, and so they're not anti-Republican, so to say, but they're saying that Trump is a fascist, so all his supporters are fascist. So that's why they're attacking the Trump movement.
All right, back to this guy.
All right, so this is what's crazy. They're tying him to the left wing, to ISIS. Like when ISIS came out right out the gate and said, "Oh, they took responsibility for it," and like he was a recent converted Islam. Like he converted to Islam recently. He changed, and all of this was funded by them. You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
they did all of this. And his wife, his old lady or whatever, he shipped her to the Philippines. When you link, ISIS has I just talked to a Philippine guy the other day, and it is true. ISIS has a stronghold in the Philippines right now. They're converting people to radical Islam in the Philippines. Now it's also a huge Roman Catholic country too. So they're saying that, you know, that's where his ties to ISIS are, with these Philippines. And then he sent her out there, and before he sent her out there, she was shipped $100,000. He wired $100,000 to the Philippines.
That's probably big cake in the Philippines.
$10,000 in the Philippines is like an equivalent to $1 million
here, yeah.
in America. So
did they go get her? The feds go get her?
apparently that next morning when we all got up for work and they
already on it.
Yeah, they already were on her, and they didn't charge her with anything. They didn't see how she had any ties to it. A guy told me today that he heard on the internet that when she was in the airport leaving days before, that she kind of had like a nervous breakdown and said a lot of people are going to die.
Well, speaking of that, what do you think of they said they had a girl come down to the concert and tell everybody.
And that they had somebody run up to her and say a lot of people are going to die.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard it. I saw it in the news.
So there's so much stuff that, like I said, there's so much shit on the internet, like, you know, how you decipher what's real and what's bullshit.
I think at this point,
because a lot of the stuff's so agenda driven. So me, personally, like when you guys send me that, like I fuck with y'all, but I try not to read too much into it because you get yourself caught. Like,
absolutely.
I'll be in my room for hours reading that
This
shit.
is what really gets me is like, okay, after a while, then you start to say, okay, this could be true. It could be linked to ISIS, so to say, maybe. But it's like his background is not ISIS at all, but terrorism.
It's whiteness.
You never know, right? You never know who the terrorist is. That's what makes terrorism as special as it does. Then they had the video. Did you see the pictures going around of him at a anti-Trump rally? It was it's not.
Well, let's get to that. We're gonna get to the politicizing of the event in a second, because there's.
Well, this is where it gets crazy. Because right now, all I heard the last few days was left wing information.
Right.
Antifa, ISIS. You know, he worked for Lockheed Martin, which was. He was an accountant for Lockheed Martin, which has ties to NASA, so he has a lot of government clearance. You know what I'm saying? So just recently, I listened to this Michael Savage talk show, and a guy had called in that lived in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, used to live in Nevada, said he was his neighbor. Now, this is a phone conversation, but this guy came on. He said he was a former military, talking about himself.
Right.
The former military. He, lived as his neighbor for about 7 to 8 months from the end of 2015 till about June of 2016. He says the total opposite about this guy comes out and says, he was a Trump supporter. He was a great guy. I cannot see him doing this. Like, he's like, I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist, but all he did was hang out in his garage, listen to the radio, like he was a Republican. He sat out and drank beer. They had a poker barroom, a poker machine around the block. He used to spend a lot of time up in there gambling, just playing a poker, just a regular guy. He was a great guy. He said he had drinks with him. Like, he can't see him being the guy that did that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
well, we've been hearing that a lot. Yeah.
Right. He was set up, and now this is where we could talk more about this.
See, it reminds me like The Godfather 2, when they wanted to get Ivan Roth killed. They found a guy, and they just threatened his family. So the guy had to go kill Hyman Roth at the airport because he was so full of security that nobody can get to him. So they went and got this random guy to kill him, and he got killed at the airport. But Mike Corleone said, pretty much told the guy, if you don't do this for me, we're gonna kill your family.
Yeah, right. So he was kind of sucking into it. But with that being said, how do you let's say that happened. Let's say that happened.
That's a movie, but
I'm just saying let's say it kind of went down somewhat like that. He was blackmailed into doing it. If you don't know how to shoot that kind of weapon,
yeah, you're not getting up with it popping off.
You know what I'm saying? Right. You're not shooting.
I mean, he had to have Rambo drums up there, like.
Yeah, and you hear him, he shoot. You'd hear it stop for about 30 seconds. A reload. You know what I'm saying? And go back at it again.
Now, what about the numbers? Like 50, what they said, 59 people were killed.
Right,
that's a legit number.
Him, I think he's one.
He's one of the 59. They say 600 people are injured. Did he shoot 600 people, or are they counting the people that dove and got their elbows scraped up?
I think all of that ties in.
They add all that up.
Yeah, right.
Because it makes the numbers look better when.
Right.
When you want to politicize the incident. So
right. If you got trampled on by a 250-pound running back, that ran.
Yeah, that's you're
broke
part of the
your
injury.
arm. I guess you're.
I'm talking people when you hit the deck, you get your knees scraped up. They count that.
Well, if you didn't get checked out by the ambulance or whatever, you're probably not in that number. You know what I'm saying?
So by the time we woke up the next morning, this event has already been politicized into, both parties taking this and running with it on what they can do to, because we know our leaders in government have all our answers, and they're going to tell us what's best for us.
Right. And this is why people, look, I'm just going to put this out here, or make this about, I'm not a Republican, I'm not Democrat. I'm neither one. I'm a no party guy. I don't ever want to lean to one side because I see good sides in both. You know what I'm saying? And what I want to get at is the fact that Hillary Clinton, the first thing she did was went on Twitter and blamed the NRA and silencers. In the fact that you can buy silencers for, without any repercussions or without any research or background checks. Right. That's why this happened.
Well, the first place it goes.
And then she says, I'm not trying to get political. I don't want to bring politics into this. But the NRA, she said she's not getting political and went right into politics as she's saying she's not going into politics.
No offense, but, everybody tells, anytime somebody tells you no offense, they plan on shitting on you right after.
Right.
But,
right.
Yeah, you're right. So it went right into a gun debate. It went right into, Second Amendment debate, which is legitimate. Like, some of that stuff is legitimate, but some of it's not. If this guy had a clean history, like everybody says, there's not a law you can make, a background check you can have that this guy wasn't going to pass.
No.
So, like us, we're going to pass most background checks.
Right.
So
it's a real light background check. I think as long as you don't have any felonies, you know what I'm saying, you can purchase it. I think once you have I don't know the law exactly.
What else but what do you, until you fix mental health laws, what kind of background check are you going to be able to stop somebody who's nuts that doesn't have any felonies? Right. Like, where do you draw the line there? That you just can't sell them anymore?
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, right. This is the thing. When it comes to people blaming the guns themselves, and it's not so much about the guns, because right now, if I get in this car, get behind the wheel, drop it in the drive, and drive it through your house right now, you know what I'm saying, and try to run over your old lady vehicle. So it's the same thing with a gun. It's the person using the gun, not the gun itself. You can't take away people's gun rights. Our guns were put here for one reason. The Second Amendment was brought here for one reason and one reason only. It wasn't to protect you from other people. It was to protect you from your own government trying to overthrow you. That way your government is always in check.
Well, now, tell you what, if they couldn't change anything after the Sandy Hook shooting, they're not gonna, for kids, they're not gonna change anything for this.
Right? No. I mean, you never know. Now people are revisiting this heavily, like the gun.
Well, what's the solution? I mean, what is the solution for the gun law? Like,
you can't take them away.
No, it's not. That's not gonna happen. So, what are your solutions? I mean, like, what can you do more than what the background check is now? That's the question.
I don't know. I mean, that's what. I think every state has its own set of laws. Like it's really a state thing. It's not so much like in New York, you can't open carry a gun like you can in Louisiana.
I think Chicago is just illegal.
Yeah, just straight up. Like exactly. And I think they should leave it up to the states. I think it's a people vote at the end of the day. But one thing I know for sure is that once you take those weapons away from you, you're giving all the power to the criminals and the government.
And that's two people.
And a lot of it is one and the same. You know what I'm saying? Like the war on drugs.
What's the difference?
You pretty much the cartels control the drug trade because the war on drugs is here. You know what I mean? And until we that's the people have to be. It's education, not criminalization. That's what has to happen. And we have a mental health issue in this country, bro. A major mental health issue in this country. And
now, has that got brought up in the news?
Fuck no. They don't. A little bit. You know, it depends, dude. There's so much shit going on in the news.
I'm talking about with just this Vegas incident, not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Recently, yeah, like I'm sure every aspect has been tapped into, but the truth. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
but nobody knows the truth.
Well,
like this guy was a perfect angel, like everybody says he is. Nobody's gonna know the truth.
Well, check this out.
This was a battle he was fighting in his own head.
They're never gonna tell you the truth for a couple reasons. One is to protect the people who are behind it. You know what I'm saying? Or protect the what the FBI knows. Two.
Well, they're gonna tell you a story to try to ease the fears of the people out there,
so you could sleep better at night. But two, if they came out and said what would happen, all the ratings, then nobody's gonna watch them anymore.
Well, they go back to fighting over the flag.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they'll find something.
Yeah,
like you notice all these news coverage and all these talk shows. That's the only thing they're talking about. And before, that's all they were talking about was the separation.
Yeah.
And now they're trying to find ways to link this shooting to civil unrest
in the
country between red and blue. You know, and it's bullshit. Bullshit. It's terrible.
Blood and Crips.
People and
what's
so amazing about all of this is that everyday people that I surround myself with don't give a fuck. Like, where are they finding all these people on the news that are giving a fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Well, if you log into Facebook, shout out to Facebook, because we on it.
Yep.
You would think the world's gonna end.
Oh, I know. And this is all
This
part
just
of the
another.
plan.
Yeah, this is.
But I really do think there are some powers that be that want our rights taken away from us.
I heard that on Rogan. Like, do companies like Facebook and Apple and Google have too much power now?
Yeah.
They pretty much control your media.
Well, they did it right, dude. I mean, Mark Zuckerberg, and
Amazon.
You know,
I mean, all these companies control Netflix. All these companies control. Netflix controls pretty much everything people watch these days.
Well,
nobody watches cable anymore.
No.
You go to Netflix. I mean, you can put anything on Netflix or Amazon.
Right.
And then Google controls your news now.
Well, society and it's an ever changing system.
And
like
Facebook and Twitter, they steer the opinion narratives.
The society is different. It's a whole lot different than it was 20 years ago. You know, I mean, it's just the way it is. It's a fast-paced world. The internet has changed the way people live, changed the way people act, changed the way people associate themselves with. I mean, 20 years ago, if you would walk by a dinner table and see everybody with their heads in something rather than associate with each other, you know what I'm saying?
You're like, what the fuck's wrong with these people?
What the hell is wrong with these people? Now, it's the opposite. Wow, these people, not one at the table is playing with the phone. You know what I mean? So, just the way, like Amazon changed the way people shop. And I love the way Amazon, like you go to, all right, let's say I want to buy a book.
Right.
If I go to Walmart, I'm limited to, 20?
That 1 aisle, yeah.
Right. Amazon has a bigger selection of books than Barnes & Noble. You know
Amazon was originally a bookstore.
Right.
Did you know that?
Well, I think, was it books only?
Yeah, it was originally an online bookstore.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I learn something new every day. But from the beginning, you know, like I said, they have more selection than Barnes & Noble. Any book that I want, I can find it on Amazon. Dude, you could buy
get it in 2 days.
You can buy food on it. You know what I'm saying?
You buy diapers, man.
Right. You don't have to leave. And Walmart, I just heard recently, Walmart is starting their own shipping like Amazon to try to compete, you know, with them. And they're the only ones that have the money to actually front up to do something like that. Walmart's going to be
all
around.
good. That's all good. I know everybody loves Amazon, but companies like that are going to be the reason why we're going to be in our next recession. because people are charging all this stuff, and it's just like the credit crisis. It's gonna be like a credit crisis.
What you mean charging? I mean, I'm paying cash for my shit.
You go charge. You pay cash on Amazon.com.
Well, I got my card. You know what I mean?
Well, you're different. I mean, you don't get shit sent to you every day, huh?
No.
I'm in the front line, son. I see people get stuff sent to them every day. There's no way you can afford all that stuff.
Oh, you are like the same person?
Yeah, the same people.
Like Debbie Douche.
Yeah.
Like you bring a package to her every day.
Pretty much. You know,
and it's just junk. It's junk, but it's not like necessity. It's junk.
This ain't the pantry. You know, the paper towels and stuff like that. This is just packages. Dude, I'm saying. I'm watching it firsthand. I'm just seeing how much people are just ordering shit online, and it's just part of our consumer culture.
Well, yeah, because you can shop, you can do everything from this phone. We're filming a podcast
every week from a phone,
right?
Yeah, a phone or a laptop. Like,
you know what I'm saying? And then
it's literally so mobile that we can take our podcast and go anywhere, but it's so easy for us to use
as long as they got a signal. You know, as long as we got a tower. Well, like, I'll do things, like, I do buy a lot. I find better deals because you're cutting out the guy who the middleman when you buy it on the internet.
But are you cutting out, are you actually getting better deals, or are you buying more stuff?
No, better deal.
I'm not saying necessarily yours. I'm talking about just people in general. Like, you know, like you said, that the ease of it, it may be cheaper, but it's so easy to me to just scroll. Oh, that's nice. Click.
Yeah,
that's nice.
No, I mean, click. No. What we'll do is we know, like I got cats at home, so we gotta buy cat litter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she finds deals on cat litter as opposed to what's at the store, and and she's either getting a better product for the same price, or the same product for a cheaper price on the internet.
So we went straight from the Vegas shooting to fucking consumerism, man. It's a podcast.
Well, it happens.
Hey, R.I.P. to Tom Petty, man.
Yep.
Tom Petty was like, when I used to watch MTV as a kid, man, like his videos just would just clear and shoulders above pretty much everybody that was on.
Last Dance for Mary Jane was
all the videos he had.
Oh yeah,
Free
Falling.
He always had like a Tim Burton effect on his videos.
Yeah,
like,
he had this dark.
Yeah, it was like a dark. It was real creative, and it made his song stand out. Like, maybe I wouldn't have listened to him as much if he hadn't done that. But I think he's good artist, man. I think we lose a lot of creative people. Be a good band up in heaven. You got Tom Petty, you got Prince, nice weird band. David Bowie.
Yep. And what? And then Linkin Park.
Yeah.
Soundgarden, all in one year.
Wow.
I mean, wait till you see the reports that are gonna come out about Tom Petty.
Nobody knows nothing about Tom. It's just that he went cardiac arrest.
Yeah.
And he was just doing shows last month.
They're gonna say it was set up. The dude. How old is he? Like 70?
Yeah, 68, I think.
Yeah. Like, it happens. Cardiac arrest happens to people when you get. That's why you collect Social Security at 65. You just don't know what's gonna happen. But I'm waiting for the conspiracy theories to surface about Tom Petty.
Well, before you have to go tonight, I at least want to get this off my chest, because I know when our first few podcasts, me and you sat down in my studio, and we were chopping it up about LSU, man, and you were telling me, man, Coach O's the truth. Coach O's to be the truth.
Said the truth. No, I said.
I'm glad they got rid of Les Miles. Coach O's the truth. And what I told you in that podcast, tell me what I told you where they were headed in that podcast.
You're going to call me out on that, and I'm going to tell you, I want you to find it. I want you to find my quote.
No, you didn't say it was the truth.
Not today.
You said you like Coach O.
But I mean, I want you to find the quote, and we'll resurface it Sunday, and we'll play it for everybody.
I shared it after Mississippi State beat them.
But
so it should be far to find.
That way we can hear word for word, because I have no idea exactly what I said. But one thing I do know is that he deserved his chance. You know what I'm saying? Like, he deserved the chance to do it. Why not? Who else were you going to get?
I mean, 10 wins wasn't enough.
And we can go back and
10 wins a year wasn't enough.
And change our opinion.
Just like Monty Williams. The playoffs wasn't enough. We fired Monty Williams.
Right. Well, we can go back and say the athletic director. We could change everybody's opinion on the athletic director. And is he sitting back saying, told you so, people? You know what I'm saying?
Because no, the AD wanted Miles gone.
Not Miles, but he didn't want this guy. He didn't want Ogeron. He wanted...
Well, he wanted the guys that didn't want to come here.
He wanted the Houston coach. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, your coach was sitting in the locker room, in the office.
He quit his job without having a new job lined up. Right. That's what happened.
And you were trying to find everybody else before you can even give him the job. You know what I'm saying? So he got the job because there was nobody else. And the people, he responded to the people's outrage about not giving Ogeron a job. On top of that, these same people, and I'm gonna shit on LSU fans right now.
Cheer.
Started a GoFundMe account to raise like $10 million, something stupid to buy out his contract.
Same motherfuckers that was calling the radio saying, "Oh, we so glad we got Coach O.
Right.
Coach O gonna lead us to the promised land. We're gonna beat Alabama."
Now they want his job. Like, that bullshit. Give him the year to do what you gotta give him the year. Shout
out to Coach O, though. He made sure he got a full buyout clause in his contract. So when they fire him, they gotta pay him his full contract.
Yeah, on top of the GoFundMe. That's what the GoFundMe is, to pay LSU to pay this man.
And on top, they gotta pay Les Miles.
Yep. Yeah, Les is sitting back still eating off LSU.
So watch out for them state troopers, yo.
Watching.
Them state troopers gonna need to get that LSU money back.
You think Les Miles has the last laugh right now?
Les Miles is tickled pink at his house right now. Because they did that man so dirty. They ran him out of town the year before they fired him. Yep. And then they caused some outrage. Gave him the job back just to fire him 5 games into the next season.
Right. So here's what I'm gonna say. Do you think Les Miles will get a good head coaching job now that they're seeing like what he did for LSU? You know what I'm saying?
I think Les Miles has a shot to be at Tennessee next year. If you want me to predict it now, I'll say Les Miles will go to Tennessee next year.
And play Bama once a year.
They'll get Bama once a year too. But Tennessee just looking to be relevant again. So, and I think he'll make your program relevant.
So what's his name? Butch
Cassidy?
Butch Cassidy?
No, I don't. Butch something. Butch Jones.
Oh, that's the rapper.
That's not. Well, he's a Western star. Then he was a rapper.
Yeah. Well,
I know you got things to do, man. We would keep it short because I don't want to keep skipping these things. We skipped Sunday. And
but we'll be back Sunday.
We couldn't get on the sports tonight because we don't have the video stuff right now.
We'll be back Sunday, and it'll probably be early Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, the
Saints don't play.
No, the Saints are off, so you can tune in with us.
Competing with that, we'll get the video on. We'll get back to our normal.
You can see our pretty faces. Hopefully, Paul's pimple goes away.
Yep. And we're gonna delve deeper into the Vegas situation, because I'm sure by then they're going to have stories come out.
Who knows what'll happen between now and Sunday.
I'd like to get us an expert. I'd like to get us a military expert on rifle, on these weapons, to see what they have to say about the sound of it.
Brewer.
Yep. We'll be in touch. And other than that, I'm glad to be back, people. And y'all have a wonderful night.
Oh, new video coming soon.
Yes.
So.
We'll
about
be
to film the second
video for Soul Tribe. That's got 700 views right now on Facebook, if I'm not mistaken. So
67, I think.
6,700 views, and the numbers are growing daily. I think it grew 2,000 in the last 3 days. So and it's still circulating, and it will continue to circulate. And the next video will be coming soon. We'll keep you posted. I'm in the studio. I was in the studio yesterday. New record coming out. It's just going to keep on coming. And just to let you people know, we're not gangster rappers, so stop trying to make us look like we are. So, just
cheer, boy.
That is such a funny story. We're getting the just real quick, I'll touch on it briefly. The lashing that we're getting for the video, because it's first thing they see is white guys, and they think it's like we're acting like gangster rap, and it's such a funny thing because it's not. If you listen to the lyrics, there's nothing gangster about it. It's a motivational record. It's a pre-game fight record. It's really all it is. It's my verse is "Mama Said Knock You Out" in 2017. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, guess what? If you don't like the record,
oh, I don't care. I just want to say it's so funny. It's hilarious because people only see they don't even take the time to listen before they pass judgment. It's funny, but that's all good. That's why we do it. We know we're gonna get the backlash, and I'm okay with that because for every one negative comment, you got 20 good ones. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of, shout out to Not Real Radio, man. Giving a video review on their podcast.
Right.
We'll swap podcasts with them. Y'all check out Not Real Radio whenever y'all can.
Yeah, we'll be in touch with them. Yeah, it's another local radio station, and they're a lot more organized than we are.
Yeah, they got production and stuff. You know,
we freelance, we podcast, and that's what we do. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna continue to grow and get better, and we're growing every day, and that's the whole point of life: to never stop growing and never stop pushing to get to the next level. Perfection you'll never reach, but as long as you keep pushing, you're gonna get closer and closer to it. You know what I'm saying? So,
all right. Well, y'all have a good night.
Y'all have a good one. Later.